Well, I don't know if you know, but it's a big week for football in Alabama.
Yeah, the Iron Bowl is Saturday, and when it comes to the greatest rivalry on the gridiron, things aren't always what they seem. Sports reporter Ben Bolton joins us now with an Alabama News Network Extra, True Colors.
As the end of each November approaches, the divided state of Alabama gathers for the Iron Bowl, fans wearing crimson and white or orange and blue, and some even sporting a house divided. But for one Montgomery family, the boundary is blurred, thanks to a true transformation. Roll Tide, War Eagle. A rivalry that divides a state, capable of bringing strangers together and tearing loved ones apart. And in the midst of the conflict, the clash, the strife, is the Phillips family. Matt and Camille bleed crimson and white, both with parents deeply entrenched in the Tide.
My father has blood, sweat, and tears on the field in Alabama.
Gary Phillips played for Bear Bryant in the late 50s.
Learned the many lessons that Coach Bryant and his coaches taught us, and I'll be forever grateful.
A crimson ancestry, passed down, even to 3 of the Phillips children. But then,
sad and straight, to be an Auburn Tide.
There was Daniel. He's the Auburn Mike Man, the pulse of the Tiger fan base, leading the stadium and cheering War Eagle as loud as they can.
There's nothing like 87,000 people listening to you and responding to your cheers.
But like every other Phillips in the family, Daniel was raised an Alabama fan.
I mean, he wanted to be dressed in red and white. He wanted to go to every Alabama game.
I was a rabid Alabama fan. Anybody that knew me in high school would say, oh my gosh, he's like one of the top Alabama fans I know.
His grandfather even passing down the Bear Bryant blessed Letterman's jacket.
I gave it with thoughts in mind of influencing them. But I don't think the influence was not there for him to go to Alabama.
The Trinity Presbyterian high school grad had to choose a college, and with a pre-med major in mind, he decided to give Auburn a shot.
And as soon as I stepped on campus, I fell in love. The atmosphere was much more beautiful than anything I had seen in Tuscaloosa.
I remember the day that he came home and he said, Dad, I've been praying about it, and I think God wants me to go to Auburn. And I said, God wants you to go to Auburn? And he said, yeah, I really think so. And I said, are you sure God doesn't want you just to be a short-term missionary to Auburn, and then you can come back to the promised land in Tuscaloosa? And he said, no. He said, I prayed about it, and I think I'm supposed to go to Auburn.
Daniel chose the Plains, but the blood running through his veins wouldn't let him betray his lineage until...
Well, I guess if this thing comes up short, he can field it and run it out. All right, here we go.
I was actually sitting up there in section 48.
He was at the game, sitting in my seat.
56-yarder. Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone.
It was a very difficult day for Alabama indeed.
Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Chris Davis ran it back right into the end zone that we were sitting in.
I think he saw a great revival.
Oh my God! Auburn wins! Auburn has won the Iron Bowl!
What in the world is happening at first? And then I got to see the Auburn family celebrate. And I was like, I'm a part of this family now.
And then he went forward after he zipped up his jacket so you couldn't see my Alabama shirt anymore.
I bought an Auburn shirt, put it on. I went over to the Auburn Hotel, and I'm walking in the back door, and all these cop cars pull up, but it was Gus Malzahn and his wife. You know, good game, coach, great job, War Eagle. And then after it was over, I was like, what has happened to me?
And I think Malzahn baptized him that day when he made a full conversion.
Daniel's colors had changed, his blood infused with passion. And after a fraternity brother introduced him to the cheerleading team, this Phillips had found his place.
Anybody sitting next to me would be like, man, that guy really, really likes going mad, crazy hype right now. But now just being able to do that and try to convey that energy to the rest of the student section is a lot of fun.
While it wasn't easy at first, his parents supported him.
I didn't realize he would become the loudest Auburn fan in the state, but I guess that's the way it turned out.
But one day a year, one game a year, all bets are off.
there's a little tension during Iron Bowl week. I'm not going to deny that.
Wish him well. All except one game.
And that's when the true colors show.
Still Roll Tide, although I'm a 100% Daniel fan.
Roll Tide.
And the mic man knows his. Daniel has 2 more years on the plains before he plans to pursue medical school, and says that even when his days at Auburn are over, there's no switching back, and that he'll stay true to the orange and blue.
Thanks, Ben. And his parents are good sports
They,
about it.
I guess love conquers all. Yeah.
Well, you know, we heard a couple weeks ago a soundbite here on our show that said Thanksgiving brings families together. Iron Bowl tears them apart. Good example.
1 day a year. 1 day.
Yeah, you can see and hear Daniel on the field at the Iron Bowl Saturday. His parents, however, are selling their 5 tickets, they say largely due to the fact that they're in the Auburn section.